Hello and welcome to Werewolf the Apocalypse, Rage Across New York. This is episode 3. Museums are wormholes to other worlds. Let's meet our werewolves, and I'm going to go in the order that you all are on my screen, which may not be the order you are up on Twitch. So who you are and who you're playing, Justice.
Hey, I'm Justice. I'm half the team at Bard and Barbarian, and tonight I am playing Spencer, a slightly neurotic techno wolf.
Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. I work for Roll20. I'm the director of licensing. In this game, I'm playing Zuppy in the Black Fury tribe, and she's a Lupus Theurge werewolf.
Mm-hmm. She's a thinker, which is the funny thing about Zuffy. She's deep. She's like one with everything.
She's probably not thinking about like what you're thinking about.
Diana.
Hi, I am Diana. I am, I work for Die Hard Dice. I roll a lot of dice, and I'm the other half of Bard and Barbarian. And tonight I am playing Salita Marino, who is a slightly paranoid Silver Fang, just doing her best.
Now I am going to put you just very slightly on the spot. If you would like to say what it is you are doing for Die Hard Dice, because it's directly relevant to some people that might be watching this exact stream.
It is. So my role with Die Hard Dice is I'm managing their affiliate program. So I'm working with all kinds of content creators and artists and people in our wonderful TTRPG community to collaborate on projects and build a better gaming home. So that's my goal. That's my role.
There you go. Huzzah. Also, well, I'll say this other part in just a second. Let's finish with the intros, Mason.
Yeah, everybody, I'm Mason Dula. I am the Dungeon Master over on Wizard X TV here on Twitch. I'm playing Jax, the Metis Arun Silverfang. He's not a smart boy, but he's a strong boy.
He's a strong boy. He's a big old strong boy. A big, beautiful strong boy. Actually,
tiny little head.
I'm honored by the fact that you played me in a game of Werewolf. It's a beautiful strong boy.
You got to get inspiration from somewhere, man.
Maybe doesn't brain so good on occasion. And last, but certainly not least, Miss Melee Damage.
That mute button. Hi, I am Melee Damage. I do a lot of things. Tonight, I will be playing the Stargazer Tempest. She was raised by a child of Gaia too, so there's a little bit of that in there. Yeah, I'm excited to be back. We took a break. I'm back. I'm ready to go.
And during that break, you did a thing. Released something.
Yes, I did. I have a new single out that you can go check out on all of the platforms. It's called Mothership. And yeah, more news on that front actually coming soon. So.
Ooh, stay tuned. If you were watching this on YouTube and binging, hey, welcome aboard. For those of you that have been taking this journey with us live, we did have a couple of weeks break because pretty much everything possible in life happened all at once. We had career shifts, music releases, Indiegogo Kickstarters, cross-country relocations. Mason launched his underwear modeling career. All of us had a lot happening, but yes, we are thankfully all back together again here to rage. I do want to say one other thing. Oh yes,
I say he was joking, but if somebody is willing to pay me for it, I'm here.
Get it how you live it. Keep that content behind the paywall at Wizard Rex, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. I do want to point out, as many of you may know, I am working on Werewolf 5th Edition. That is not this game. These are the homebrewed rules that we use on my Patreon's server, which were created by Nick, aka Bearded Devil. Thank you. And we've all been kind of chipping away at over the last few months to kind of make it work. So please do not construe anything that happens in this game as indicative of what's coming in Werewolf V5. They are unrelated. Otherwise, laser beams of NDAs will appear on my head, and Ivan Van Norman and Jason Carl will bathe in my blood. So let me just put that up there out front. Also, let me give a quick recap of everything that has happened so far. I would say in no particular order, but it should be at least largely sequential order. You were all summoned to the Central Park cairn. On the way there, both Tempest and Spencer encountered a strange woman on the train, which you came to realize was definitely more than she appeared. She was traveling with a worm-tainted nuclear weapon. After a battle in the Umbra, and with the totem spirit Cockroach's help, she was killed and the worm crystal was removed. The bomb was sent back into the mortal world to deal with, again, largely by Spencer. Mother Larissa, the Bone Gnar matriarch and guardian of the Sept of the Green, all said you owe her a favor, and it became clear that the ancestor spirits, both of the Silver Fangs and the totem spirits Cockroach and Rat, were watching you all with rapt fascination to see what it is that you would do next. It also became clear that some sort of agents of some non-specific governmental entity were monitoring the bomb scene. And as you all fled through the Umbra, you emerged through the Stonewall coffee shop run by someone who seemed not completely just human. The agent got onto your trail. You evaded him by hiding in a closed theater, or at least it seemed to be closed. The people inside, who were wearing like mummers masks, agreed to help you with the understanding that you'd owe them a favor sometime in the future. Back at Spencer's place, you realized that the Museum of Natural History was the planned site of the bomb's detonation. She'd intended to ride the subway. The bomb was on a timer, and it should have been right under the museum when it went off, potentially killing millions in the process. At least hundreds and hundreds of thousands, if not millions. And again, all the way to the end, both Cockroach and Rat had seemed to have tiny pairs of eyes watching you and what you would do next. I remind you that Werewolf is also a storytelling game of personal horror. It is set in the exact same universe as Vampire: The Masquerade, which that actually reminds me, before we go too far, the previous series that we did with these fine people, Anarchs of New York, is rolling out on QueueTimes YouTube. I believe the first couple, maybe even the first 3 episodes are already available, and the new ones will be coming out every couple of days. So if you want to get the first adventure with these beautiful people in the fair city of New York, that's going up. And of course, this is now the second chapter where they are werewolves. Who knows what will come in the third chapter, as we are telling the story of the Knights of New York City in the year 2020. A vampire is hunger. The life of a vampire is a downward spiral into monstrousness that is somewhat unavoidable over a long enough timeline. And every night is a struggle to maintain some piece of who you were, as both time and the mounting toll of the atrocities that you commit on a nightly basis in the quest to survive, and in the somewhat unwitting service of the beast, take more and more away from you until nothing but a mindless, starving husk of a being is left behind, driven nothing but passion and the will to consume. That is not the life of the Garu. The Garu, werewolves, are Gaia's immune system. To be born a werewolf is to be born a warrior. You fight in different ways. You fight for different individual causes. But at the end of the day, one thing that binds all werewolves, or at least all good werewolves, together is the service of our mother, and the fight against the rampaging spread of the worm and its infinite corruption, and even the weaver in its unyielding desire to organize and catalog and structure everything. Garu have been fighting a war since time immemorial. Quite frankly, it is a war that you're losing. Some believe has already been lost. It's too late. Climate change has gone too far. It's irreversible. The planet is dying with all of us trapped on board. And yet, especially for you young ones, your time is now. You were born now to fight now and to never give up and to rage against the dying of the light and to make sure that you would meet the worm and all who serve it with fang and claw at every possible turn. Now, after an incredibly eventful day, this is still the first day from when you all were originally supposed to arrive in Central Park, and now the sun is setting, it is getting dark outside, and you all find yourself in Spencer's apartment on fire, and you all are running as the bullets are raining back. You couldn't hear any of that. Okay, new plan. That didn't just happen to all of you. Let's go backwards to you all being back in Spencer's apartment with multiple branching options laying before you and potential leads to pursue. What would you all like to do?
I'm gonna go check his fridge again.
Guys, I think eventually I gotta just like stop by home at some point and grab something. But whatever the plan is from there, I'm down for it. But
Yeah,
just include that in there.
That sounds good. He doesn't have much good in his fridge. It's like all garbagey leftover stuff.
You just
Stay out
ate
of there.
like 18 hot dogs. What are you doing?
I'm a growing boy.
That's
Actually, I
fine.
do have a lot of hot dogs at my house.
Where is your house?
Down on the Lower East Side.
Could
I
I
like the smell
find
of that.
Tempest? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Emily.
Oh, I like the smells there. Yeah, let's go.
There are a lot of them. That is true.
It smells like pee.
Accurate.
I like the smells there.
You're strange. Could I go find Tempest's bag that she had earlier and just rifle through it for a second? I thought we talked about. Didn't you have a sandwich or something earlier? I mean, if he's
Oh no,
hungry-
that was a lie. The sandwich was a lie. I do have I have some cookies. I have like little crumbs. There's like one or two left. And it is like a half open pack.
There you go, Jax.
Oh, I'm gonna take it. Yeah, just kind of just wildly like Cookie Monster eat it.
You're making a mess. Come on. This is my house. Come on.
Sorry, Spencer. Well, so we're gonna go to the stinky part of town and pick something up from Tempest Place. Should we check out the museum? I know if the bomb was headed there, surely there's some reason, right? That's what the elders would want us to do. They'd want us to find the reason. And
Yeah, no, we should definitely go there afterwards. But I just have to grab something real quick. Shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, plus museums are full of like dead and boring old stuff.
But do we need? That's the destination. But what about the origin? The origin. Where did this bomb come from? What's more important here? I don't know. I don't know.
can you find that out?
Well, of course I can. I can. Yeah, but do we want to? Should we? I don't. Look, I don't know.
The more information we have, the sooner we can leave your house. And, Jax gets hungry a lot. So if you want that process to go faster...
Leave my pizza pockets alone. They're just stay out of the freezer.
I make no
pizza
promises.
Pockets in your freezer? I'm gonna just kind of like open it. And if they're in there, even if they're frozen, I'm probably just gonna start eating them at this point.
I just had my grocery delivery. Yes. So I can check the security cameras and I can try and see where she came from. Before she got on the subway, maybe, I don't know. It depends on where she came from. But there's mostly security cameras everywhere, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Do that. Thanks.
Give
Like
me-
to do that.
give me your intelligence and technology.
And we
Also-
still only have the one rage dice. Is that correct?
Yes, unless something that has happened to raise your rage. I'm not going to make you guys rouse for it because this is still the same day. It has just been a very eventful day. I would say it's probably around 3-ish by now. I'm going to say that you was about 9 o'clock when you were getting to the cairn. And it's been a busy afternoon, but it's been more or less nonstop up until this point. So it's still mid-afternoon.
And can I use my science with my specialty in computers instead of technology?
You can.
That's so much
While
better.
he is letting his fingers do the walking, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm encouraging Jax to actually cook the pizza pockets, and I'm like prying them out of his hands and putting them in the microwave. And
Probably.
Basically, when you take them out of his hands and put them in the microwave, Zuffy is like right there, like,
would you like one too?
Yeah.
No, put it down first. Give it to me. It'll be way better, I promise.
But it's easier to dip them in peanut butter when they're hard.
You know what, Jax? I would love for you not to pass that particular habit on to other.
She's cool. It's fine. Like, we can tell her all our secrets. I've got.
Why don't we let her try it both ways, and then she can decide?
Okay, if you want to waste it.
You know I do, and I'll start the microwave.
Not everyone understands the wonder of the pizza sickle. What can I say? What is Tempest doing during this exchange?
She is kind of like sitting over, reading over his shoulder as he's like looking up the footage and pulling up the footage, and kind of like scooping some of the crumbs that fell from earlier from the cookies over towards the computer in hopes that like it'll like help, because she doesn't really know how cockroach works, but like sometimes, like she's like, there's a glass walker here and there's crumbs, and I'll just push them near the computer and maybe the little cockroach will pop up and help us.
You're making an offering. No, it's valid. It's valid. It's coming from a good place. How many successes there, Spencer?
7.
Spencer, you do. It takes some time. This is the part in the narrative where I insert that I do not have an encyclopedic knowledge of the geography of New York, so I hand wave things that might really be far apart, or we'll say two things that are nowhere near each other or casually within walking distance. That's all on me. That's the world of darkness for you. It's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Although, to my credit, I did take the time to try and figure out the location of some things this time. However, you are able to check the cameras, and you follow her back, and you go back. She goes back about 3 stops. You see her you can follow her backwards from where she leaves the train. Ironically, as you are going backwards, you see yourself come and get on the train. You see Tempest come and get on the train, kind of like sit in 2 different spots there, as she sort of was like rocking back and forth, talking to herself, which was what got you guys' attention in the first place. You go further back through time, you see where she gets on the train, carrying the bag. Now that you can actually see it, how she was transporting it, it looked almost like a steamer trunk, but it had wheels on it that pull kind of like a suitcase wheelie. Like, you realize the actual thing she had it in was kind of old. In the midst of all the insanity, you never really had too much time to think about that before. It was just, do, act. But as you see her, she kind of rolls with it, and you see back out where she's about to enter into the subway, a large bus that very much looks like one of those like church buses or like elderly transport buses or things like that. The mid-range is almost like a big van with just like a couple steps to get up on. She gets off of one of those. which you're also able to follow back a few blocks, and you see her get off of it, or when she was getting on it, she got on empty-handed. She got off with the bag. But past that point on the corner, you do not see her again.
Was there any markings or anything on the van that we could see?
You can give me a wits and investigation, and you can as well, Tempest, because you are here looking at this footage as well. Ooh. Also, scalding hot pizza pockets have come out of the microwave now.
I was waiting for that because I'd probably do the thing like dogs do. It's like, ow.
I try and just hold it as far away from him as I possibly can. No. Wait. Here you go.
Yeah.
You see tears building up in both of their eyes, Selena, as you know this is still way too hot, but they both just hammer it.
Do you want the peanut butter? I'll unscrew the lid of peanut butter and I'll just put it between them and walk away with my hands over here.
Yeah. Spencer, that peanut butter's ruined. There's fingers and marinara sauce, and just you're not. Yeah. You've lost that one. What did you all
do for cockroach?
What did you all get on your wits and awareness?
5.
2. You are more focused on the act of accessing this and trying to zoom in, and just the infuriatingly low quality of the camera footage. You know, on the one hand, Spencer, living in a surveillance state really sucks. But if we're gonna live in a surveillance state, I mean, it should at least be an HD surveillance state. Like, I mean,
I've been saying that. Upgrade the cameras. Come on.
Yeah, what even is this? Tempest, as you are looking at it, you see what at first you thought was an infinity symbol that instead of being left to right was up and down, but you actually realize is an 8, and there is a G next to it. But you notice this is like carved in the side of the van, almost like someone keyed it. It's not huge. It's kind of on the driver's side door. So it's not like somebody is overtly kind of advertising for it. 5 is a number of successes. So you're able to be like, is that like a 8G? But you're pretty sure. And Spencer, once she points it out to you, you can see it too.
Yeah, you see that right there? It looks like somebody keyed it into the side or something.
How close are you right now? Are you leaning right up in over me?
Leaning a little bit over you, but not I'm not pushing you over, but just kind of peering over your shoulder.
You smell nice. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I see it. And I'll isolate the image and print it out and see if anybody else knows anything about that. And worry about the mess in the floor of my living room now. It's like.
Yeah, no, you turn around and there's a very happy Zuffy and a very happy Jax in...
I was saving that peanut butter. What?
Okay, you need peanut butter.
Tempest walks over and in the leftover bag of where the cookies were with those crumbs, she just kind of takes some of the crumbs and puts them into the bag and then twists it back up and sticks it in her pocket.
When he shows you the picture of this 8G, all of you can make a wits and occult roll. But this is not a lot to go on, so you're going to need a decent amount of success here.
Did you mean everybody or people?
Oh yeah, I mean everyone who saw it. Yeah, no, you're still welcome to try. Yeah,
Nah.
Yeah.
You know what, for shits and giggles.
Yeah, you rolled peanut butter, didn't you?
I hope Jax gets massive success.
I mean,
I know what that is.
As massive as I could with only 3 dice.
I mean,
well,
you could
almost.
theoretically get 5 successes.
Yeah, I didn't.
I got 5.
5. Okay.
I had a bestial fail.
Nice.
Okay. All right. No, this is I like where this is headed. Tempest. How many did Tempest get?
6 with a messy.
6 with a messy. All right. And Spencer.
Don't wreck my apartment. I got 1.
All right. No, Spencer, this means nothing to you. Selena, roll a 1d10, a numbered d10. If you don't have one handy, I do.
Oh boy, I do. Look at that.
I'm like, word is you got a couple of dice. I just didn't know if you had one around. 5.
Always have one around. Don't be stupid.
Cool.
Is it?
I'm gonna tell you in just a second what happens because it'll be more relevant momentarily. Tempest, before you left the children to come into New York City, in defense of Gaia, down with the man, you know, they did kind of like give you like a little bit of history over some things that had happened recently in the city that might still be relevant to keep your eyes out for. A few years back, maybe 20 years ago, there was a cult operating in New York called the Seventh Generation. They were overtly like a worm cult, though. Like it definitely was like the worm people that had like lost their minds to the worm, just like, you know, the Garu can, the Black Spiral Dancers can. The worm is capable of corrupting anyone. These people were worshiping the worm, and they may or may not have even known it, honestly. And a Silver Fang king by the name of Jonas Albrecht killed them all, or at least as much as he could. The cult was broken and scattered. It was never clear if they'd gotten every single member, but they did know they had infiltrated every level of society. They had scientists, they had people in the colleges, they had politicians, they had police. They were very firmly entrenched, but it was one of the biggest victories for the Silver Fangs, and by extension, all Garu, wiping them all out. And you also know, Tempest, it's something that both Selena and Jax should know about. They would have been very young at the time, but they'd have been alive.
Tempest will relay all of that to the group and then be like, you guys, you don't remember that?
Tempest, Selena, it's at this point that something in you kind of goes a little two very competing impulses start to bubble up in your mind. One, how on earth did this freaking hippie figure that out before you? I mean, you are a Silver Fang. You are a lady. You were, of course, raised being taught these stories on your grandfather's knee. And also, how can those people be back? The Silver Fangs killed them all. That's what you were told. That was the story. It was a great hunt. It was a big deal. It was to the glory of King Albrecht, and it unified the Garu of New York under his single lead. This was the reason why the Silver Fangs were the dominant tribe in New York City. You find yourself in the grips of a dominance compulsion until someone defers to you, you know, shows you the proper respect, does what you say. You will be in the grips of rage.
So she'll probably sort of stand there, and her stance immediately goes from one of an upright posture to one that's sort of more hulking, like almost a defensive stance, like she's getting ready to lunge or pounce, depending on what verbiage you prefer. And you see sort of a shimmer around her fingers very similar to what you would have seen if you'd seen her do her sword arm thing earlier. And she'll just kind of say, "You're wrong. There's no way that that's possible. You have to have misunderstood that. Don't you talk down to me that way."
Oh, no, not talking down. Just I figured you would have heard of it just because I've heard of it before. It just was a big
Listen,
thing.
this is my culture and my history. I think I know. You're wrong, so look at it again. And she'll start to sort of like twitch just a little.
Well, there is, I guess, something different. That was the 7th generation. This is 8G, so I guess 8th gen. Maybe they're copycats.
They'd have to be, because they're all gone. And then she'll just start pacing.
Zuffy, you were about to say something?
No, just having Zuffy is having a very physical reaction to this change in her energy. When I see Selena kind of begin to hulk and start to have this intense reaction, I am like cowering and kind of like at her heels, like literally like on my knees behind her feet, looking up at her like, what's happening? What's going on?
You are all Garu. You all feel the same burning rage in your heart to greater or lesser extents. You guys kind of have an idea what this is. Like when she like starts to square up, you have a sense.
Yeah, sorry. To be more clear, it's not like I don't understand that she's raging. I am just, I feel a physical reaction to her energy shift of wanting to fix it.
Is anyone near me right now?
Yeah, I have positioned myself like physically just behind you.
Yeah, you're all in the same room. Either way.
It's not a very big apartment.
If Zuffy meets my eyes at all, I'm gonna give her a hard shove away from me. Just
When she sort of shoves you, what do you do, Zuffy?
I whimper and I go over to Tempest and then sit at Tempest's heels.
Do you tuck tail completely, or do you
Yeah.
Selena, seeing the act of her like tuck tail, literally tuck tail. Oh, no, sorry, you're in your Hamid form right now, aren't you? Did we establish that?
Yes, I am in my Hamid form, but I definitely am tucking the tail.
Right. See, you when you see her submissive posture, Selena, you feel yourself calm down a little bit, but like all people did lose your temper. You're kind of aware that this sort of made you the asshole. Whether or not you admit that is up to you, but the sanity starts to return a little bit as you see her slink over protectively behind Tempest.
oh, I'm so happy we do first that way.
Hope I must have wonked out. Can you
You
guys
were
hear me?
like this for me.
Yeah.
It was great.
Right. I just I don't know where you lost me there, but I just said as you see her submission, you feel the sanity start to return along with the awareness, whether or not you admit it, that you were kind of an asshole.
God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There's a lot of pressure on me. There's a lot of things happening. There are a lot of people watching me. We have to handle this right, or it's gonna come back. Zuffy, I'm really sorry.
Selena, can I be the alpha again? Because you get really scary and mean. I mean, if that's okay.
Yeah, I probably don't deserve it. Zuffy, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it.
It's okay.
It's not.
Can we hug it out?
I've never really done one of these before, but I'll try.
So I crawl back up to standing and I move over to you very tentatively, like opening my arms
mimic
Welcome
every
you in.
posture that she's making right now.
When I pull her in for a hug, I want to use my gift of Breath of the Wild as I touch her, which is going to give her a rush of vitality and gives her 1 additional die on all mental rolls.
It feels great, Selena, and you do sort of feel kind of like the stress part and the clarity of your brilliance kind of come back to the forefront, and this seems less a catastrophe than a problem to be solved. It's like, okay, this is the battlefield now. I just have to figure out a way to win.
And when I pull away from the hug, as that like feeling rushes through you, I put my I like grab your face with my hands, and I'm like, we're in this fight together. Keep it together.
Okay. Hugs are great. I should do that more. Okay. All right. So cool. What do we do?
Yes, Tempest, you're sure you're right. She lost her temper and is like, you're not. And you're like, but I am though.
So these guys that apparently either didn't all die or again just somebody wants to copy them. But yeah, 7th Gen AG, these guys.
That's easy. That we just go fight them, right? That's
well, here's the thing. It looks like they're the ones that like gave her the bomb. There's got to be a bigger plan than that. I mean, we should go check it out and snoop it out, but maybe don't go in and immediately kill them all. Or I mean, I'm not going to make your life choices for you, but at least leave like one that we can kind of, poke at his head a little bit and see what the thought process was there.
Okay, but I'm like ready to go. Like let's do it.
Yeah, I thought that was like our thing. I thought we were supposed to kill them all.
That is our thing.
Okay,
That's your
okay,
thing,
good.
especially.
Yes.
That's my thing.
Yes, that is your thing. I'm going to try and get information out of one of them and see if we can figure out what's happening. Hey, and she looks at Celine and she kind of like walks up and puts her hand on your shoulder and she goes, that happens sometimes, by the way. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Like, you're tough. I look up to you. You're like a real kind of like strong chick. And like, if you ever want to go fight the man with me sometime, like, let me know. Like,
Oh, are we fighting the man? Are we fighting the man?
I don't know who this man is, but sure. Yeah. Like it's,
you don't know who the man is? The man.
I like fighting
The
too.
man.
I need you to be more. There's lots of men. Is there one in particular we don't like?
Okay. Note to self: we're gonna go over all of this later. The government, feminism. All right. Yes.
Oh, the government.
Yes.
Is that who we're fighting? We can fight them. They watch every conversation they have, though, so they're gonna know about it ahead of time.
Yes, that's true.
And you do see that like Tempest eyes just like go into heart eyes that you're like so happy about this. And she's like, new friend. Okay. All right. Yes. But first, these slime balls that are still futzing around. But yeah, I really do gotta run and grab something from the LES real quick. That just like if we are going into fisticuffs, I kind of don't want to be without it.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Let's go.
Hey, Spencer.
Yeah.
So-
Finally, address me. It's my house. You made a mess.
I'm sorry we made a mess. I'll buy you more pizza pockets and peanut butter. You need to improve your diet, but could you make sure that Tempest Place is safe before we go? I feel like we've just encountered a lot of circumstances today that maybe aren't so great.
Yeah. I could do the scope if there's a camera nearby. I could maybe tap your webcams or something. Yeah, I could probably do that.
Yeah. Do you like crunchy peanut butter or smooth?
Smooth.
It's okay to be wrong, but I'll replace it. It's fine.
I will roll your previous roll to access the camera system into this. Although I have 2 questions for you, Tempest. You know, you are fighting the man. Would you have consciously knocked out nearby cameras because you know they're there? One, would Tempest have consciously deactivated them?
The ones on her floor, yes. She's kind of like those ones just so happen to be kind of like knocked off the wall and not working, but the ones outside the building and around the other floors of the building, she's kind of left alone.
All right. Then roughly what does her place look like from the outside?
From the outside, it is on a small street that kind of runs underneath, like at the base of the Williamsburg Bridge, and you can kind of see under the bridge into it. And it's right next to Our Lady of Sorrows Church. And it's a little tiny door that's usually covered in graffiti with one of those little windows that has the threaded glass in the front of it, is what the outside of the building looks like.
As you look, it seems normal night. You kind of see the camera down the block there. You do see, however, in front of her house is a stretch Mercedes limousine, like a Maybach. In front of her building is just sitting there.
That looks a little out of place. Is that normal? That's a nice car. That's a nice car. Is it supposed to be there?
You've never seen it before, Tempest?
I'm hoping it's a drug dealer, because if not, we're in a lot of trouble, I assume. Because no, that's not supposed to be there.
Is there a second entrance? Is there a way around where we can like not do that? I don't want to.
There's a fire escape out back that goes up to the windows in between some of the other buildings from the other side of the street. But I guess we could do that.
On the sneaks. Yeah. I vote that. And you all like the Silver Fang thing. You guys do like the ancestor thing, right? Is there anything like we could get some information on this, like on the H7-8? I can't find anything. That's not my thing, right?
Jax, are anyone talking to you right now?
Would you like to try and commune with the ancestors, Jax?
Oh yeah, always.
So I realize that again, you are not necessarily a classically trained theologian. So give me your wits plus occult plus your ancestors dice. So you still have a pretty good shot at this.
That's at least, that one.
Because honestly, I feel like they're talking to you constantly and you just don't notice. They're like, bro. Like,
I like to think I tune them out a little bit too often.
Yeah.
That's a lot of words. Like,
yeah.
Still didn't roll great.
So
five.
Do recall. You have the ability to spend 1 willpower to re-roll up to 3 of your non-rage dice if you so choose. I'll tell you, 5 is enough to hear them, but just reminding you of that mechanic.
Absolutely.
You see one of your ancestors sort of fades into view. In Selena, you can see him also. Because he sort of turns and looks at you and smiles and nods. And he has a big bushy beard and piercing blue eyes. And he just looks at you and he says, Jax.
How's it going? I kind of like cough for a second. Like I have like a small like bow really quick. Respect and stuff. We need to have we have some questions about stuff and things about being safe or whatever. Like I don't really care, but this one seems to think it's important. As I point over to like Tempest and Selena.
You see, he sort of looks at you. Tempest, Zuffy, and Spencer, you cannot see him. Like you're aware of the fact that like he's turning and he's talking to somebody. That you think Jax isn't that good of an actor. Selena, you are aware that he's there. And he looks at you and he just says, Speak, child.
Oh, okay. But Dave, do I know that if the spirit can hear the other people? I would assume it could. Like
You would suspect he can.
Okay.
Although you also know, like, he may not care. He was watching you, and then they're watching Selena. Yeah, like they're kind of like, I mean, like there's stuff around. Like, yeah, I mean, you know, they're like not silver fangs, you know.
But I can like point to the screen. I can see the actual apartment and all that kind of stuff, right?
I mean, he may or may not comprehend the internet. You don't know.
Great point. I don't know that. I'm still gonna try.
I printed off the paper too.
He did print off the AG. Yeah.
So we're trying to go to a place, and there's a funny car. And guys, am I forgetting anything? I'm really sorry. This is.
That was really, really good, Jax. That was
okay.
That was good. Do you mind if I try and explain a little more?
I mean, you can try.
Okay. I'll do an actual bow, like probably way too flourishy.
You see a large smile like curls under his bushy beard, and he like nods slowly.
This is an honor. So we don't want to die, and this one, and I'll point to Tempest. We need to go to her home. Do you know her at all? Does this?
We observed the battle. She was brave and selfless. A credit to her tribe.
I mean, as much credit as you can give, am I right? So are we gonna die if we go to her house?
He takes a step towards you and he says, "My child, a glorious death is the best thing a Silver Fang can hope for." And he does kind of clap you on the shoulders. And again, although you guys can't see him, you do see she sort of like, oh, okay. Right. But he looks at you and says, "I don't know this cub or her home." Although he turns and he does look at the picture of the 8 on the floor. He looks at Tempest again and he says, "This one has spoken truth to you. If our hated foe has returned, you..." And he says "you" when he's looking at you, Selena, and he like turns his head to Jax while he's talking. He's kind of like eyeing you both. "Must wipe them out."
I thought he was supposed to give us wisdom. That's pretty obvious. Also, Tempest, he said that you're really cool and also to give me your hot dogs.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Jax.
What?
Do you have any
He's really cool too.
pointers or tips, like how?
He turns and he just like strokes his beard for a moment. And he looks at you for a moment and he says, "I wish for you to die gloriously, heroically. Your song to be sung for generations. I do not wish to send you to a pointless death." And he steps towards you and he says, "The 7th generation sought to clear a path for the worm. We thought that we stopped them. We only partially succeeded. Look for the nameless tower. but do not enter it idly. And he dissipates.
Well,
It's, I really like it when they tell me I have to be a leader and then I just get cryptic stuff. Do any of you know anything about a nameless tower? They all have names here. It's how you find things.
I mean, we can Google it. I don't know. It's usually a good start.
You can give me wits and occult. Spencer, does Spencer have any status amongst the Glasswalkers?
I do not believe that is something I took. No, I've got not amongst the Glasswalkers. I have some other things.
Do you have any specific tribe-based things? Because what you're looking for is actually, there is a specific Glasswalker connection, but it depends on what you have.
Okay.
That was my version of would you like to search for traps? And then you roll, and I'm like, no, there's no traps.
Not that you can see.
Yeah.
Actually, quick question. I have
Yes,
spirit
Tempest.
speech, so would I have been able to hear that entire
Oh,
conversation?
then yeah, you heard the entire exchange.
Ah, okay, got you. Yeah. In hindsight,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, then you are aware of all of that, and you are aware of the fact that he did say nice things about you. He might not have mentioned the hot dogs, but perhaps it was implied. Perhaps it was implied.
It's typical with our ancestors.
She would have said thank you and showed utmost respect the entire time, and probably been very flattering to him the entire time as well.
Dope. Then you would have gotten a blue-eyed smile as well. You're aware of a certain amount of condescension from the Silverfangs, especially dead ones. So he very much kind of would have been looking at you like a very valued servant, like a prized member of the help is the vibe you would have gotten from him. I really respect the work you do for me. Is very much the vibe. Yes, Spencer.
I have influence and contacts, but nothing overtly with the Glasswalkers.
You can
And all my
include
friends are like,
You can include your influence dice in the wits and occult roll. This is absolutely not something that can be Googled, but you might know. Yes.
Me.
Diana. Yes, Selena. Sorry.
I was just gonna ask, is my specialty in academics is history. So the history of the Silverfangs, I could I maybe have heard some sort of gist about how G7 was taken out?
Oh, no, yes, definitely. This roll is actually for something else. This is to see if the nameless tower means anything for you. The G7, it would not have been a secret. And I'll tell you, I mean, the Silver Fangs would have talked about it like a lot. Like it was a big deal. Like
because we are badass and we did it. So
yeah, you two would have been raised on the stories of how they broke the 7th generation. I will tell you more of that in a moment. But give me those wits and occult to see. Because honestly, the thing you're looking for is not public knowledge. So that's why. Who was it that had 5?
Spencer.
Okay. Anybody beat 5?
Am I rolling wits and occult too?
Oh yeah, everybody. Like
Sorry,
I mean,
thought that was just Spencer only.
I thought it was
no,
just Spencer too.
Oh no, when she said out loud, does anybody know anything about a nameless tower? Yes.
That's another
Selena.
bestial failure.
Would you like to spend willpower, Selena?
Oh wait! You get 1 extra dice.
Do I get an
roll.
extra die? No, still bestial failure.
Well, hang on a second. Do you get if you spend a willpower, you can re-roll up to 3 of your non-rage dice.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that so that I don't hurt Zuffy's feelings again.
I mean, it bees like that sometimes. You might end up hurting Zuffy.
No, it's 7 with a regular crit burned willpower.
7
Just
with a
making-
regular crit. Yes, Zuffy.
I'm sorry, just making sure I understand the way my ability worked, though. That is how that works, right? Like, this is a mental roll, so she would get to add that dice.
Oh, yes, you do
Great.
get, yes.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
How'd it
Still
go?
nothing?
You know, the same.
Nice.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Wow. I mean, it's meant to be. Roll that number.
Tonight's just a really angry night for me, I guess.
You are a werewolf. Be one with your rage. Yes. Well, give me that D10 again.
3.
Oh no.
We'll come back to this in just a second. Again, what happened to you? 7 with a regular crit. Did anybody beat that? Okay. Spencer and Tempest. Between the two of you, here's what you know. Because again, Tempest, they tried to prepare you for your most likely threats, at least. You know, they're like, New York kind of sucks, but, you know, maybe don't go over there. And like a couple of years ago, some sketch stuff happened over here. Also, it's all awful because the whole city is kind of like, you know, a bastion temple to the worm, but that's cool. Central Park is nice. You know, so in the midst of telling you this, you know, in New York, there are all of New York State. There are 3 major cairns. However, a few years ago, the Glasswalkers tried to build a 4th. It was immediately across the street from Central Park as another place of power. You also know it was breached by hunters, and the hunters supposedly wiped out all the Glasswalkers, or at least what you believe, Tempest, is the hunters attacked this cairn, but the Glasswalkers begged for help from the other Garu, and the other Garu refused, and they all got killed, you know, or at least are in hiding. Spencer, what you know is, you know, the Glasswalkers speak of it kind of in hushed tones of about what actually happened there. Sorry, I have the tab where I've got the name of the person. You know that there was a Glasswalker named Roth who built this. And the truth is, whatever the rumors, the Glasswalkers don't actually know if Roth is dead or not. And they don't actually know what happened to his pack that was up there. And the Glasswalkers have a vested interest in having everybody just believe it's this secret Glasswalker stronghold. Like, you don't go up there. You know, like we got traps and things, you know, don't go check. It's Glasswalker territory. The truth is, you don't actually know. No one does. And it is a tower. It was actually a set of apartments from the very early 20th century that is directly adjacent to Central Park. That is known in some circles as the Nameless Tower. I would also say, Spencer, the fact that Tempest has heard that something sketch is happening there is a sad confirmation. It's one of the things, like the Glasswalkers are like, oh, we hope nothing sketch is happening there. The children of Gaia were kind of like, we're pretty sure something sketch is happening there. You know, like, this is kind of what we do. It's not okay in there anymore. Yeah, that would be the Nameless Tower.
And just, I've forgotten. This is what the ancestor said. It was related to H8.
She asked, what do we need to know? He told her the 7th generation was trying to clear the path for the worm. They failed, but maybe they were further along than we thought. And to look for the Nameless Tower, but don't barge into it, essentially, is what he said.
So there's like a lot of names and things that I don't understand being thrown around. I assume one of you smart brainy people probably knows where we need to go. So can you point me where I need to kill stuff now?
Well, the Nameless Tower, I think, is kind of your area, right, Spencer? I mean, like, that was supposed to be a Glasswalker cairn or something like that didn't end so well, if I recall correctly, or, if legend is true.
Yeah, well, yes, and no, and yes, and it's probably better if we just yeah, did you say there's something bad going on there? That's not good. That's not. I don't. We should find more. We should do more research. Research is better than barging in. Yeah, let's go get Tempest's thing. Let's do that, and just let me think. And I'm open.
If there, do you know if there are any glasswalkers left over there, Spencer?
No. Look, it's secret. It's something probably better if we just don't mess with it.
I think we should mess with it, but I think you should be the one that messes with it, buddy. If you can reach out to maybe some of your other friends, some of your other glasswalkers that might have been around at the time, and maybe kind of check in on that and see what they know about it, that might be helpful to us. And then we're not barging in, we're not in danger, and all you got to do is make a couple phone calls, which shouldn't be too stressful, right?
We don't make phone calls. Are you kidding me? Have you heard of a text? Just yeah, let's go get your thing. Let's go do that. Let me send some messages, and we're secretive. Okay, I'll do what I can.
So, important question. So again, to recount, since a lot of things all just happen there all at once, you need to go to Tempest's place, but there is a strange limo outside. Your ancestor didn't know anything about that and was like, I don't know. The van that dropped this woman off had this G8 on it, which seems tied to the 7th generation cult. You have a corner where you saw her get picked up, but she's not on any other cameras besides that one. You theoretically have a location for this nameless tower, and of course, you've got the Museum of Natural History. But the next move is Tempest's place. So, important point of clarification, how do you all get to Tempest's place?
What's the approximate geographic distance here from
Lower East Side? From where roughly did you intend for your place to be? I mean, it's Uber range. It's too far to walk, but it would be easy to call a car.
Yeah, I don't even pretend to know. It was near where we were. It was near enough where we were originally.
Yeah, but it was nearish. Yes.
Yeah.
To now farish. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not walking distance for sure. It's car distance. Or
yeah,
subway.
I usually take the subway, but if you fancy people want to take a car, all right, we can do.
I think just based on everything that's going on, maybe we should stay out of the subway for the time being. I mean, they can track us easier there. Maybe I can order us another car. I can do that. It's not a big deal. But should we go right there, or do we around the corner?
Yep, let's go. I'm bored.
It's the next street over, the one behind. We'll go through the fire escape.
Okay. All right.
Danton, I think it's called.
Yes.
So I will order us up a inconspicuous vehicle that the 5 of us can fit in, if possible.
All right. Yep. No problem. You all give me your wits and awareness as you are leaving. All of you, give me wits and awareness.
I can't.
Well,
apparently someone cares. Oh, I forgot something very important, Selena. As all this talking in strategery is taking place, and you're watching Zuffy happily run her tongue along the inside of the peanut butter jar when nobody's looking, like as far as her head can fit into it, something in you snaps
Not have that on the
again.
internet. Never mind.
It's true. Hey, again, it's season 3 guaranteed. You are starving, Selena. Starving. All this time you've spent shoveling hot dogs down Jax's gullet, you realize you've forgotten about yours. And you feel like hangry does not begin to describe it. Like, honestly, the best thing is if you could just find a deer you could rip in half. That's hard to come by in New York. But just as you sort of open the door and the sights and the smells of the city kind of hit you, it's just like, and you find yourself in the grips of a hunger frenzy.
Cool. What's near me?
Again, it is against the rules to eat people. Ideally, beyond that, it is a standard city street. I mean, you can eat people; they taste gross. You're just not supposed to, and it is a violation of the litany.
Well,
What kind of neighborhood? What kind of neighborhood does Spencer live in?
It's residential. It's very quiet. You would see lots of potted plants and you know, the old brownstones and old people walking their dogs and such. Unless that's incorrect geographically, in which case make it hipsters. You know, one of the
That would be the same neighborhood, to be
Yeah,
clear.
Okay, there we
They
go.
could be old hipsters. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, you live in the neighborhood of, and it's roughly 15 minutes from Central Park.
hand wavy bullshit. So if I'm a strict carnivore, so I probably wouldn't be satiated by the pretzels and the hot dogs like my buddy Jax. So
You need to kill and eat something, Selena.
yeah, is there a cat nearby?
Give me your wits and awareness. Something needs to die.
2 successes.
There's an aging hipster couple walking a pair of dogs on the other side of the street.
The dogs. If it's
I mean,
like
you know,
old people instead, please.
I appreciate cats are acceptable, but dogs aren't.
Hodor's in the room with me.
He's good. Lucky for him, he's not in the room with Selena. Hold on a second here. This is what you can. In the meantime,
Personal horror.
this is a storytelling game of personal horror. Yes.
Well, we've hit my peak. We found pineapple. B Dave, I can't do it.
It's true. That's true. Hey, I get it. No one likes to hurt the aminals. Give me
Maybe a wayward raccoon.
Out in the daytime.
Yeah, give me your do you have any ranks in animal kin? I would say you literally would like hear her stomach growling. Then give me your intelligence plus streetwise. I'm trying to help you here. And yes, I think you guys, as you're kind of locking your mini doors, your mini locks, all of you would kind of hear her tummy like, and her eyes get a little bigger.
Yeah, I would like to attempt to kind of restrain her with my one arm. And I'm sorry, Spencer, but with the other arm, I'm probably just going to smash the door back open if I can to see if there's any more food inside to get her started on.
Yes, Effie.
Can I, like, look around for some rats? There's got to be like some garbage rats nearby that I can try to kill as an offering to her.
Selena.
I actually have an ability that might work here too, but I have not used it. I don't think so. I'm still confused about it. But no, it's the smell of man, which I think makes all friendly animals around me kind of like my bitch for a minute.
I think it makes them flee you because you smell like a people.
No,
no.
Like
They already recognized you're a predator. Yeah. Yes, that would make the animals less afraid of you. Yes. Hang on, I'm gonna pull it up and read it myself real quick.
Yeah, if I can use that to help in any way too, to help get some animals close, that'd be dope.
All right, hang on a second here. Again, I apologize, trying not to just sniffle right into the microphone. All right, smell a man. Yes. It is basically non-domesticated animals are more afraid of you. Domesticated animals are very friendly towards you because again, they're used to like enjoying people. Selena, as you sort of like stand here and you like look out around you, the supreme apex predator that you are very much comes to the forefront. Like this neighborhood reveals itself to you. Every dog, every cat, every bird, every raccoon, every rat, every person, every creature in about a 2-block area, you know where they all are because this is what you do. You're a killing machine.
Selena is sort of dead to the rest of this pack right now, so she is gonna shift to her lupine form, just quick succession, and then charge after the nearest 4-legged furry thing.
Jax,
Tempest
you
will
go.
fall over one of the dogs as she starts charging. She'll just and try and get one of them to run towards her.
Jax, you go to put your hand over her and she just whoop isn't there. And it's boom, bolting. And because I am not a monster and Hodor is in the room, and I apologize, cat lovers, but they are monsters. As you make your kissy noises, Mr. Fluffy Butt next door, a cat who you've long hated, Spencer, pokes his flat-headed, wall-eyed face out of the bushes, eyeing you suspiciously. And Selena, you see it.
Sorry, Mr. Fluffy Butt. I do the thing.
I won't make you describe it. It's barbarism, monstrous, dare I say.
It sounds bad. You don't even have to see it to know how bad it is.
Oh no, there's a lot of crunching. And as the Uber pulls up, she very much looks like something out of a horror movie. When she comes back, still her face covered in fluffy butt.
Here, and Tempest pulls out some like McDonald's napkins and hands them to her for her face out of her backpack, and also like a small pair of sweatpants and a tank top.
I'll probably straighten up. Just sort of. We should get going.
Yeah, that's all right. Nobody saw it.
Yeah,
It's
no.
good. You're good.
I
You're good.
appreciate it.
I'm
Across the street, the two people with the dog are looking at you like.
I think I'll shift to my Metis form to spook them away.
When you shift, which again, for the rest of you are very aware of the fact that yes, the delirium helps you, but you're like super not like bro, but he's like rah, and then and the dog very much yelps and runs away too.
Tempest will run up and be like, "We're filming a movie. It's great special effects. Don't worry about it. It's a new thing we're doing. Independent film, student film."
They beat feet as fast as their legs will carry them. And you notice your Uber driver, he just legit just kind of has his head turned as the phone is like up in that thing, just sort of like tapping and doesn't even notice.
Oh yeah, it was like a quick like and then back to normal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That went smooth.
This might affect my HOA. I'm going to bill you.
You have an HOA in this building?
Look, it's yes. They street the snow cleanup and.
Do you need me to kill it for you?
Let's go.
You know you don't have to live like this. You can be more than a tenant in a brownstone.
Oh, I'm more. I'm more. Just not in the same world that you do. I'm
Clearly. And I'll just continue to wipe blood off my person.
Did
You
Jax
all
smash my door in? Just
no, I would say when he reached to stop her since she wasn't there, I would say he didn't he clearly saw her leaving. So yeah.
thank you.
You all do make your way through the streets. The Uber driver makes a point to like not look at you or engage in any conversation whatsoever as you're making your way across town. Zuffy, do you let the window down as you're riding?
Oh, absolutely. Like this, the second we're in there and the car starts moving, the window is down and my head is out of it.
It's the sights and smells of New York. But Zuffy, give me your wits and awareness.
This is
Just
for how many
a-
bugs you eat.
I mean, hey, that's free protein. Free protein.
2 successes.
Zuffy, as you're like driving by, like enjoying seeing everything because this is all like really rad. You swear you catch a glimpse of one of those people in like the mummer's mask. Just kind of like as you're driving by, like kind of around a corner where you're like,
I will like reach into the car behind me and point this out to whoever is sitting closest to me and be like, look, one of them, one of the people, the things.
you can all give me wits and awareness to see if you can see what she's talking about. No, you're still yeah.
I'm busy.
Yeah.
That's 5 with a messy critical.
5 messy crit. Okay.
That is 6 with a super messy crit. Both the crit were blood dying.
Nice.
So you're like, it's them, it's those people, and you see both Spencer and Tempest like roll around. And when you're rolling around in the seat, Spencer, your hip kind of bumps the driver in the shoulder, and he's like, "Oh shit, man!" and kind of like swerves around a little bit. While he's swerving and you're stumbling to see out the back, Tempest, you accidentally kind of put your hand through one of the windows, like ah. But
sorry.
He just goes, fuck, man, that's going on your bill. However,
yeah, that's fine.
in the midst of all of this chaos, you do catch a glimpse of a person in a mask and a robe looking at you around the corner just as the car drives by. You do see it. She was right.
That was creepy. Do we
Yeah, it was
recognize?
creepy. You just like busted out my fucking window. Like, what is wrong with you?
Not you, Frank, or whatever your name is. No, guys. Did that look like the people that we saw when we were escaping? Like, that's...
Yeah.
Definitely, but maybe let's not talk.
What?
I'm just gonna say they were weird. That's all. I'm just they
Who
smelled
was
bad.
weird?
There's a person. It's a thing. It's a
Well, you know, when we were trying to leave the last party and all those people were in costumes with masks, and like during the escape room, they were there and didn't smell right.
No.
And she like looks up and goes, "Hey, dude, driver, just turn the radio on for a second." And then she pulls you in closer.
You can see he very much is like scrolling to like give you guys 1 star, like not even looking at you. As yeah, and he just like cranks it like loudly, and it's like a commercial for like a carpet cleaning company. Like it's just like, Visit Empire today. Blah, 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 blah.
And Tempest does pull you close. And she goes, when we were like leaving the last place, we were trying to escape. There were people that were in like cloaks and masks, and they like kind of helped us. But there was like a group of them, and they were really weird.
Why didn't you just say that then?
Because of this asshole.
He doesn't care.
Driver scrolling and giving us 1 star.
Yeah, he's just like a normal dude. He doesn't matter.
That's
He-
not,
Record. It's not my Uber account.
Still.
Very hatefully, like.
poor Spencer.
Definitely not my Uber account.
But he does pull about a block away from your building like he said he would, and like barely waits for your feet to touch the ground before he and drives away hostily. And very much flips you off out the window as he's going.
We deserve that.
Yeah. 100%.
That seemed a little unnecessary. I mean, we could have killed him.
It
Yeah,
smells
but he
great.
doesn't care.
Which one is yours, Tempest?
Oh, here. And she walks around the back of the church. And there's kind of like a little basketball area back there and some fences that she's cut holes through as she's snuck in from late night thieveries and things. And she does get you to a back alleyway where there's a strip of buildings and kind of like a little courtyard area. And you can see that there's a fire escape that goes up. And she points up and goes, I'm on the 3rd floor.
Through the wonder of modern technology, we actually have pictures that I will share with you all of what it looks like. But yes, it is a standard apartment building. It's
I
nice.
may or may not have actually lived here at one point in time.
Would you all like to go up the fire escape? What is the plan?
I would rather stay on the ground and not in the building.
I'll gesture for Jax to lead the way,
Hmm.
and then if he goes, I'll follow him.
I think we, given the circumstances that I don't fully understand, I think we're going to need to combine our powers to really take a look around and scout the area. So, Zufi, I'm going to need you to Voltron up onto my shoulders.
I look at Selena to be like, is that okay?
Do you know what that means?
I don't know what Voltron means, but I know what shoulders are.
Cool. I'm just going to sort of like toss her.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I scramble up.
Mm-hmm. You're ready to joust? Yep. Mm-hmm. 100%.
Mm-hmm. And I just like lean down and I'm like, are we going to fight the man?
Yes.
Yes!
Down just a little bit.
Sorry.
Let's walk the perimeter real quick and just make sure there's nothing creepy worm-like going on that we need to smash first, okay? And I'm just gonna kind of like, almost like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove, like try to like, like sneak around with her.
Give me your dex and stealth. Yep, it's your Kronk boy. I won't even give you a penalty for having a Zuffy on your shoulders.
Okay.
I
Yes,
feel like
Tempest.
Tempest probably would have headed this off as she would have had to show them which window and which part of the fire escape and building is actually
Well,
hers.
but they're going around the building. You don't want them to go around the building?
She's going up the fire escape.
No, you were going up the fire escape. They're going around. You said you were going to head
gotcha.
them off.
I thought they were heading up. Gotcha.
Nope, they're going around. All right. And so is when Tempest goes up the fire escape, Spencer's staying on the ground. What is Selena doing?
Selena will sort of make knowing eye contact with Jax now that he has a guardian angel on his shoulder, quite literally. And she'll just sort of gesture behind Tempest and follow her. But she's going to keep an eye on Jax and Zufi until they're totally out of view.
Zuffy, give me your wits and awareness. And both well, Tempest, are you attempting to like go quietly up the fire escape, or you kind of like don't care? You just like speed over stealth?
She's going as quietly as she can. Like, she's not being uber sneaky, but she's like trying not to make big tussles of noise.
All right. And Spencer, while you're on the ground, what are you doing while you're waiting there?
I would like to attempt to hack back into the security cameras on the front of the building and any that I can see on the floors, and kind of give the overwatch, as it were.
All right. Give me your computer roll again.
And I got 7 on stealth.
7 on stealth. You're surprisingly quiet. Zuffy is like, he turns like he's about to stomp away, and he's sort of like it's like easing along the edge of the building.
And probably like to peek around the corner, like I'll just lean like with her head around the corner so she can just kind of see from a higher vantage point, that sort of stuff.
Zuffy, it seems quiet. Again, there's a couple people playing basketball over there. You see like a couple of grandmotherly types exiting the back of the church, kind of talking to each other in the parking lot. The odd car goes by, but from the back, you can kind of see the side street. You still can't see the front of the building just yet.
I need to be closer.
How much closer?
Like 5 Zuffies closer.
Okay. And I'm just gonna start like very obviously like taking long, like sneaky steps.
Tempest, you get up to the top and crack open the window and come in like you expect, and it lets you out in the hallway. And on the door, as Selena makes her way up after you, on the door to your place, you can see something's been tucked in the door. It looks like a business card.
She'll reach in and pull it out and read it.
There is a name on it that says Warden Jameson. And then it just says pharmaceuticals and a number.
And did anyone come up with me?
Selena did, yes.
To you, does this look right to you? Familiar to you, Selena? Did we piss off any wardens?
Do you need any pharmaceuticals? Because it seems like a sales call to me.
Is that what it is? Oh,
You can both give me your wits in streetwise to see if this name means anything to you. Tempest has been surprisingly well informed up until now. Let's see if this streak continues.
well, now that you've said it.
Oh yeah, I jinxed it outright, like cursed by hubris.
Messy crit.
How many?
Just 1.
Well, no, you need
It's 2.
so 4. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And 4 for Tempest also.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard of this dude, Tempest, because you know that he's in the street pharmacy business. He does have a public face as a owner of a pharmaceutical company, but he makes pharmaceuticals also with his company. Selena, you know he is a Shadow Lord. He is one of the top Shadow Lords, which is the Silver Fang's primary competitors for both dominance of all of the Garu nation and New York in particular. You know him not as an enemy, but as a very not trusted rival.
Cool. He's, one of us. But not like
Gotcha.
Not like Jax and I, like lesser.
One of us. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And she'll tuck the card in her jacket and nod and go, all right. Well, here we go. And she'll pull out a little like lock picking kit that's not really like real lock picks. It's like a credit card and like a bobby pin, and she starts picking her own lock on her door.
Aren't you supposed to be able to get in there?
Yeah, I lost my key like a few months back, and this works. I'm never gonna find it again.
Huh. Do you want to like come stay with me when this is all over? Just
Well,
you're locked out of your own place, and
I mean, I think this place has charm. And when she like punches the door, it finally does kind of swing open, and you do see that there's like, it's just pretty much a very long room that like kind of maybe has like a small closet that is a bathroom, and there is a couch in the kitchen, as it's just kind of a long hallway. And she does have quite a few things set up around there that look like little offerings to different totems. Some that are hers. There are very large ones to Chimera and Unicorn, but there are little different ones kind of set around the apartment in different places. She looks at the one for Cockroach and goes, the thing is I'm not sure if that ever makes it to Cockroach, considering the fact that this is a very old building. I mean, are they all unified? Are they all one? Like, if I feed the little New York cockroaches, does it get to big cockroach? I don't know.
have you ever seen a unicorn here grazing on your offer? I'm just like logic.
But I don't know what happens here when I'm gone. Maybe Unicorn is who has my key. And she does walk into the bathroom of the house and open up the door, which you see is very tiny, and it looks like the mirror's been ripped off of the bathroom wall.
Tempest, it is very clear to you when you come in, someone's been here. The place hasn't been ransacked. You can't tell, Selena, but you do, Tempest. You're like, that book was there, and then that vase. The vase that is now on its left side, that vase was on its right side. Outside, when you see, when you access the cameras, you see the engine start on this limo, and you see it pulling forward and about to turn where Jax and Zuffy are. They're coming down the side of the building. As the car is this way, it starts up and is clearly about to go right towards them. Spencer.
Spencer still, or sorry, I'm Spencer. Sorry. Jack still has the phone that he was given. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Try and call it. I don't know. We'll see.
You both feel a buzzing coming from Jax. Zuffy and Jax, you do feel a zzz, zzz.
I'm gonna kind of like, oh yeah. Shh. I'm gonna kind of like hit the silence button. Slide it back down in my coat.
I find the phone from where it was given to me before, and I'm like, oh right.
Yeah, we're on a stealth mission.
You do see headlights coming from the other direction, down the street, coming towards you all. And it is, you can tell as it sort of rounds the corner and you get the profile of it, it is a stretch limo coming your direction now. You feel like you'll be in its headlights fairly soon.
Is there a place we can sneak into or get out of sight?
Yeah, there's like a little alcove and like nook. Again, you have a pretty high stealth roll, although she's on your back, but still, you feel like you could probably duck out of the way, hopefully.
If I need to, I can like put her under my arm, probably. Just kind of duck in there.
I'm trying to loop out of the way. All right. Meanwhile, upstairs, yes, Tempest, somebody's been here.
So I think our friend who left the card might have taken a little stroll through my apartment.
What would they be looking for, and how on earth would they find it?
Well, you notice it's actually not like super messy in here. It's just like a really old, shitty building. But there is organization.
I'm not used to that.
She looks around and is like, I hope they weren't looking for what I think they're looking for. Just in case, I'm going to go check and make sure it's still there. And she does walk back into the bathroom, which again, you notice there is no mirror on the wall. It's been kind of ripped off and like turned around and like set to the side. And she walks into the shower and removes one of the tiles from the wall and reaches in and pulls out a gigantic clave that is absolutely stunningly beautiful and filled with different stargazer runes kind of on the handle.
A very nice sword.
Was that a feature of the apartment, or did you install? That's something new. Is that yours?
The clave? Yes. The holes in the wall? Not me. Mirror? Also my fault.
I need to get out of here. Let's get out of here. And I will sort of like stumble back out into the hallway. This has just been very surreal.
Meanwhile, outside, as you duck into this alcove, Spencer, give me your dex and stealth.
I assume the windows are tinted too. Like I probably can't see.
Yeah, it's all it might as well be an airplane with no wings.
3.
Spencer, you sort of also kind of like step to the side as this car comes pulling. It drives past both Zuffy and Jax, and it does slow down when it kind of gets to the side street back there, and it just honks twice. Honk, honk. And then speeds up again and leaves.
Well, I guess they saw us. So much for being sneaky.
Go after it. Go after it.
Oh, she says that I'm going to go after. Just for my clarity, Zufi, do you just want me to run with you on my shoulders, or?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, I'm going to take off running after it. Then.
Do you go after the car?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Believe it or not, with the two of you now fleeing in hot pursuit after this limousine, with Tempest having recovered her clave, this is a good place for us to take a little break. So we'll just do we'll do a quick 10. We'll come back at well you don't even know what time this was when we filmed it, so we'll be back in 10. And we are back. So before we cut back to our running chase scene outside in the streets, meanwhile, as Selena is backing out of Tempest's apartment, you do have your beloved blade in hand. What would you like to do?
She kind of like swings it around and looks at you, Selena, and goes, it's one of my favorite things in the world, next to this. And she points out a hunting spear that's kind of mounted over the main bay window in the apartment that has a bunch of different carvings into it. That's kind of like put up on what would be a placard if she took the time to do it, but just 2 little hooks kind of over the main area.
Your choice in decor is eclectic.
For the most part, a lot of it was gifts, especially that. It was fun. It was a fun time. But yeah, I find weapons and hidey places are just kind of go-to.
Cool.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna go check on the pups.
You notice as she points out the spear over the window, right? Both of you, she's kind of like, it's a gift. And as you're looking at it, you see the limo drive by and then 2 figures after the limo in the streets.
Yeah, we should go get them.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, down on the street, the limo starts to pull away, and as you guys start to give chase, you hear it speeding up. Like, what would Zuffy and Jax like to do?
Well, as it looks like they're getting away, I know I'm not supposed to transform, so I'm not going to do that. However, I'm pretty strong. So as I'm running, like Tom Cruise running through the street as fast as I can, I'm going to reach up and just grab Zufi, slow him down. I'm just going to chuck her at the car.
Give me your strength in either strength in athletics or strength in brawl to yeet Zuffy, whichever's going to be the bigger pool for you.
Okay. Whichever one's the bigger pool. Sweet. All right. That's... Oh, wait. Yes, that is math. I mathed. I rolled 9 dice. I got 1 success.
You greatly
that willpower.
You greatly overestimated the aerodynamic nature of Zuffy. Selena, you and Tempest are making your way back out into the fire escape. Just as you see, he plants his foot in slings Zuffy, who goes hurtling right past the car through the window of a lovely group of people having dinner. Jesus fuck! And they like fall back as you smash through the window of their living room. Zuffy. I'm seeing like a man like scrambles backwards and a woman does too. Like she grabs the knife, like, oh my god, on the way, and then she immediately drops the knife. Are you okay?
Am I okay?
Werewolves are surprisingly durable. So you're scratched. You definitely have some pieces of glass in your face that you know will heal within the hour.
So I ask, what are you eating?
Spencer, I'm going to say you have both witnessed this exchange and probably hear a much faster exit down the fire escape. I'm like, so you're aware that Tempest and Selena are on the way. Also, you have just watched this ineffective yeeting of Zuffy through this window as the limo is speeding away.
I'm gonna run over and sorry, I dropped this. Just reach in the window and pick Zufi up and take her.
You super can grab a hamburger before you go, Zuffy.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. She's like, what,
nice.
The woman is like, what happened? Look at my windows. What is Spencer doing as you very much see Jax is fishing her out of the front room of someone's house?
I'm going to do this number. Why, cockroach? Why? And I'm going to send through some various wire transfers, the owners of that house, I'm going to send them a little money. Just, some hush money, and then I'm just going to play on my phone. I've done what I could do.
You will... Yes, you get to the bottom of the fire escape, Tempest and Selena, as he's coming back with Zuffy happily munching on a cheeseburger with glass, and blood coming down her face, as these people are standing in the front yard still like, hey, man, hey, what the fuck, man, as they're walking away.
Could I just kind of walk over to the group that's standing in the yard, just very calmly... Thank you so much for participating, folks. We've been trying to figure out the most commonly used break-in methods in the neighborhood to make sure that we can keep you safe. All of this information is being fed back into the local crime prevention groups. And clearly this isn't a very common method. You all look very surprised. Thank you so much and have a good night. And then I'll just sort of speed walk away.
Give me
Tempest
your...
would also like to help with that because she has a specialty in con artistry, so she will actually walk over and help assuage and do that.
I will let
it works.
I will let both of you roll manipulation and subterfuge then. Let's see if these people buy it.
I'm just gonna nod bidet and kind of take Zoofy and start walking away.
She
No,
she
Zoofy-
also kind of winks over at Celine and is like, you're picking up from me. You're learning some stuff. Very nice.
Zoofy, I'm really sorry. That was like at least 22% my fault. So maybe we just need a little more practice, and then next time we'll get him. Okay.
It's pronounced Zuffy. I think you probably should have thrown me not as hard as that, but
Okay.
like still hard. And we can try it again sometime. I don't know enough about percentages, but you're probably right. Math is not my suit. And do you want some burger?
Yes. Also, I like saying Zoofy, but if you really feel strong about it, then we are a pack now, so I guess I'm obliged to.
You can say Zufi. I mean, I made the name up, so you can also make up how you pronounce it.
Oh. Can I call you Wild One then?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, the reason I started calling myself Zuffy is because that's the name that the pack I was living with when I grew up, that's the sound that they would make when I would show up. This is Zuffy.
Just like because like Zoof is like I don't know. I think it sounds faster.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Well, we'll workshop it and we'll think about it. I mean, it's your name, but yeah, I'm just saying. Okay.
But you said we're a pack, so
Yeah.
it's
Well, that's
our
true.
name now.
And you can call me like whatever, as long as it's Jax.
Okay. And I hand you some burger.
Okay.
How many successes there, Selena and Tempest? Is it 6? Tempest?
That was 9 with 2 crits, 1 regular, 1 messy.
So they super buy it. Tempest, you kind of like rattle off one too many statistics about the number of murders in this neighborhood in the last 10 years. And about the statistical likelihood that one of the two of them is absolutely going to die soon. But you are convincing in selling it. They're like, okay, yeah.
When she starts talking about murder, I'm gonna kind of like stretch over her face and be like, "And that's all we got, folks."
We should get some bars for these doors. Thank you for letting us know that we're so murder vulnerable.
Yeah, you're
No,
welcome.
you're totally welcome. It's totally fine. I mean, we do what we can around here, and we try to make the neighborhood a safe place. The neighborhood watch is always here. If you see anything else shady going around, just holler at one of us, or you see somebody, go to a man in uniform. All of that. But most of us should be
just
out of
yell
here
really
now.
loud, and one of us will show up.
Yeah, I mean, essentially that works too. Like, and anytime you really need anything, just shout, just yell, yell fire,
Scream.
things
Yeah.
like that.
No, that girl, she was very convincing. That stunt woman. You said she stunt. She
Oh
seemed
yeah, we have
hungry,
all
though.
of the highly trained professionals that we can. We bring in aerialists from other areas to try and simulate really what it would be like to launch someone through the air.
If someone were to crash into your house to rob you, now you know what it'd be like.
No, terrible. She seemed very hungry. We have more cheeseburgers. Did you? I don't know how
No,
many people.
we keep them hungry because then the hunger's in their eyes, and then it really sells the performance of somebody who's about to rob you.
Oh, like a crackhead. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay.
But if you're having burgers and you have some extra, we have been out doing this all night, and I wouldn't say no.
you see the husband scampers back into the house and does come back with a platter of just burgers and just hands it. And
Do you have any cheese sticks?
he looks at you and he goes, "Vegetarian?"
Yes, actually.
I thought so. They're Impossible burgers. Don't tell anybody.
Oh God, I dropped the platter.
I take it and just.
Yeah, I've been thinking about going vegan because cows only eat grass, so kind of by the transitive property, if I only eat cows.
That's not That's not what that means.
Yeah, it can mean that if he wants it to mean that. You go, honey. You're a
No,
vegan.
not what
We'll
vegan
let it
means. Why would you tell him that?
happen. Because it's sweet.
I like
we
it. I like what she said more than what you said, Selena.
Well, that's fine because she's lying to you. Yes.
It was a good lie.
Eat cows. Eat all the cows. We can do that. We can
Spencer,
do that.
the car you inevitably called pulls up next to you while they're still like walking back after having fleeced this couple.
Can we look? I don't really like you all. I'm doing this for Cockroach, but can we just like keep going? The sooner this gets done, the sooner I can go back and clean up the mess that you left in my house. That's nothing personal. I just
Yeah, let's go. Next time, try and keep an eye on them. That's kind of.
I called them. I tried to do the thing. They don't listen to me. Look, I get no respect. It's fine. It's fine. You know, we just do the.
Respect is earned.
Is that what was happening? My phone was like making noise and tickling my chest, so I didn't know if.
Yeah, that's what it's for. That's what it's
Yeah,
for.
you just bite it to stop it.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Get to just in the car. Let's get in the car. Let's go before they
Let's
call
go.
the real police. I can only block their phones for so long.
As you all are piling into the car, you see like they're kind of standing on the yard and they like wave, and you see some of the other neighbors are kind of poking their head out, and they're just like, you see they're like motioning towards you, like talking about what just happened as the car drives away. Presumably towards the corner where you last saw this, where you lost track of the woman on the security cameras, correct?
Yeah, that's where she got onto the bus, correct?
Yes, that is where she got on and it seems like, but beyond that, it's almost like she disappeared.
Perchance, as this is going, would that be something where she kind of stepped out of the umbra? This is Justice player not knowing how that all works.
It's hard to say. It's just there's no more footage of her. The first time the camera picks her up, she's there on the corner. There on the corner waiting. So it could be she came out of the Umbra. It could be that she was like hidden somehow, like, you know, the Kindred can do. Although this was broad daylight. It could be somebody just futzed with the camera. Hard to say.
So we're going. Everybody, I just want to make sure we're on the same page because you know, you guys are a little hard to keep focused. You two.
Oh no, I've been focused the whole time. I'm just I'm trying to grab my clave, but I'm ready to go now. Like
yes,
we're good.
Not you. Those two. They. Anyway, can somebody remind me? I'm a little. What's the H8 again? I'm.
They're a cult.
Yes, that's right.
Maybe you need to focus.
They're the ones that Jax is gonna kill.
See, she gets it.
All of these things are true. Yes, these are all correct statements.
It's G8 because the cult was the 7th generation. This bus had a G8 carved into the side of it.
So we're going where they found the lady with the bomb, and she's getting on the thing. Let's I guess are we look for clues where we can see where she came from? Maybe guys, I'm doing what I can here. I'm running out.
Did you hear back from your friends, the other glasswalkers, about the tower?
You know, let me check my messages.
When you check your messages, you get a combination of things because you have some pull in the Glasswalker community, and it's a combination of responses between who wants to know, why are you asking, Roth was a genius, Roth was an asshole, everything is under control, holy shit, do not go there, everyone we send died. So you very much get a spectrum of like, cool, nothing to see here, to like, oh my God, it's the fucking Saw House. Do not go there.
Just by and large, we shouldn't go there. That's what I'm getting. It's kind of, it's a bad thing. We're not really sure what happened there, but it's not, People die. People die. People die. I'm not. Maybe we point Jax at it.
Has Spencer grown up in New York?
Yes.
Then the fact that Roth built this cairn is another thing that you would have heard, that it is when you were growing up. It would kind of been like, grand victory for the Glasswalkers, like we're going to show the whole world how to do this. And you also would have known just something went wrong. People just talk about it in just vague, hushed tones, and then you just sort of change the subject. Like, the future is now. We did it. Yeah, actually, maybe we didn't do it. Go play video games.
Glasswalkers, stay away from it. That's all I know. Like, it was good. It was great. It's awesome. But let's not go there.
Well, you have protection now.
Right.
It was probably brought up for a reason. So, I mean, even if we don't go there again, I would see if you can find out as much information as possible about it from your friends. There's got to be a link somehow.
It's easy for you to say. Yeah, I'll just call up all the information. That's what Spencer, find the thing. Get the thing, Spencer. Do this stuff.
Well, you're way better at it than we are.
I mean, it's kind of the only thing you're good at.
I can't even read an internet.
Thanks. Thanks, guys. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm pretty good at it.
I really appreciate your ability to turn letters into coherent thoughts.
Yeah. That's the nicest thing you've said to me, Jax. I appreciate that.
It's the only thing I really like about you.
That's that's fair.
I mean, he says a lot of stuff and doesn't really kill anything. So, like, it's kind of his, like, redeeming quality.
Maybe he hasn't had the chance yet, Jax.
Oh. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Next time we'll put him up front and, like, maybe I can do the computer thing.
Maybe we'll try that sometime. But for now, I think we should probably decide. Are we trying to... Did the bomber lady come from the unnamed tower?
Different location.
No. Yes. Sorry. The unnamed.
No,
sorry. Okay.
It was in character.
Nope. We're going to the corner where she got on the bus, and the unknown tower is next to Central Park, and the yeah, that's about all we know. That's about all we know.
Well, okay, we don't have to go to the tower right now. Let's go check out the corner. Maybe there's a super cool shield there waiting for you, and then you won't feel so bad about going to the unnamed tower.
I'm gonna put my hands on like both his shoulders, like pull him close and look him in the eyes. Spencer, I have the utmost faith in you to do the really smartest thing. So I know we're gonna get through this because we all have different like things that we do or whatever. So you just keep doing your smart thing, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jax.
I give him a little pat on the head.
While all this is going on, Tempest takes out her phone and also calls for like an Uber to come get them so they can go back uptown. But does look at her device to see if Cockroach is still like moving around in there, because he gave us devices with like his little imprint on it, correct?
Yep. Is your goal to talk to Cockroach?
Yeah. Tempest would like to try and see what she can find out about this tower.
Yeah, because he already has a ride for you guys. In fact, presumably this exchange is happening while you guys are already riding in the car that Spencer called. However, yeah,
gotcha. I missed that part. My internet has been a little wonky, y'all. So if I misspeak on things, it's because sometimes I'm getting little glitches in and out.
No problem at all. But as you look at it for a moment, especially if you're thinking to yourself, like, I mean, I'd like to talk to Cockroach. You do see kind of across the screen, the little digital cockroach crawls across the screen again, and you just see Sup appears with a question mark.
I type in, why does the bearded one want us to look into the tower?
And a second later, it just says bearded one with a question mark.
Silver Fang spirit.
You see a vomit emoji appears.
I write back, yeah, that's why I tried to avoid writing that.
And then what tower? And a question mark.
Something about an old cairn. And what is it called? The
Nameless tower.
The nameless tower. And she'll write that in the nameless tower. Old
The
cairn.
moment you write nameless tower, the phone starts ringing.
I answer it.
Excuse me. What the fuck is this about the nameless tower?
That's what we're trying to figure out. Because it seems important, but we're not sure how yet.
You hear something that sounds like a combination between old school, like dial-up internet noises and like roaring. Like if there was just like digital anger. It's just... Sorry, I lost my temper, and his voice does like fluctuate, like while this is happening. Like he's really trying to like Tempest. I don't mean to be rude. I think you're really brave and really smart, and I do appreciate the offerings. I've heard you before. I need to think on this. That place cost me a lot of my children. My own beloved. You are known to me, but you are not my child. I don't want to lose you as well.
And I don't want it to cost you anymore. So that's, I hate to make you angry. I didn't mean to hit a nerve there, but I felt like something you should probably know, that it's kind of in the relevant scheme of things again.
Give me a few minutes on that one, okay? Wait, so a fucking Silver Fang ancestor said to look for this?
Yeah. I didn't think that would make you happy either. I'll leave you some bacon out tonight. How's that?
Yeah. Fucking Falcon. Always sticking his fucking beak in things that don't have anything to do with him. Yeah, bacon would be great, Tempest. Bacon would be great. Hey, thank you for keeping an eye on Spencer. He's
doing great. He's doing great.
My glass walkers are a different kind, okay? They're a different kind.
Yeah,
but
I see that. I think we get along in the ways that, two introverts who absolutely hate people can get along in the best ways possible. Mm-hmm.
Hey, but I need you to understand something. And when he says I need you to understand something, it's like static electricity kind of forms on the screen that almost feels like tiny little legs are crawling on you. Under different circumstances, it would be horrifying, but you are aware of the fact that this is a semi-divine act that you're experiencing. My glasswalkers, they're still fucking Garu, okay? They're Garu like everybody else. They fight, they bleed, they die, just in their own way, okay? Just in their own way.
Yeah, I will keep an eye on him, and I will do what I can to protect him.
Just give me, thanks, okay? Thanks. And it goes dead.
And Tempest does kind of sit down the phone and look at everybody and go, well, that was interesting.
The rest was on the phone.
Yeah, you didn't hear it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What'd you say?
Who was on the phone?
Oh, I just wanted to, check in with Cockroach real quick, because he gave us these things.
We can just call him whenever we want. As I kind of like start looking in my phone, but realizing that I can't read.
The moment you flip open the phone, Jax, when you're like, I can call him whenever I want, it goes dead in your hand right then. The screen just goes black.
We didn't hear her shit talking Silver Fangs.
You heard her side of it. You did not hear Cockroach's side of it.
Yeah, the he said that he had to look into something with this, and it cost him a lot before with the tower. It's so he's looking into it. Didn't have information. Seemed very upset about it. That it was something that was back in topic, but he might actually have some answers on how the two are linked. Hopefully, eventually, that's what I asked him. So maybe next time we talk to him, if we haven't found anything out here, we have a little divine guidance to help us figure some things out.
Can we go to the museum now? I'd like the museum.
Yeah.
At this second, you were on the way to the corner where you saw the woman get picked up.
Yeah, but can we go to the museum now?
Is this where the museum is?
No, this is where the bomber lady came from. Just are we there? Are we close to there?
Yeah, yes. Well, Spencer, how close would you, knowing the corner that you saw her on, how close would you have gotten dropped off?
Pretty close, actually, because there wasn't anything overt there. Just kind of get out and check the area out.
All of you give me your wits and awareness. Let's try for 3, Selena.
Not a damn thing. Nothing.
But not a bestial fail. 2, 4.
I got a
0.
crit success. So if I got a crit on my blood die,
Messy critical.
yeah, they got that with a 6.
All right.
6 total.
All right. You all get out and you sort of look around. It looks like a quiet but rapidly gentrifying neighborhood. Some nice brownstones. People have potted plants and things outside. There is, as you're looking around, nothing about this place like jumps out at you. But Jax, as you're looking around, you're like, oh, you smell her, Jax. Yeah, you got her because you saw her in the Umbra. You killed her. You got her blood all over you. You're intimately familiar with what she smelled like. You super pick up her scent.
Can I follow it?
Mm-hmm. You're aware. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like she kind of like walked around the corner, essentially, heading like further into the neighborhood.
Okay.
But you're instantly aware of that, Jax.
I'm just gonna immediately, without words, like smell it, and I'm just gonna start walking, following the scent wherever it goes.
Yeah, you all very much see he like.
I would like to activate Sense the Worm. And also, when they're still talking about are we at the museum yet, Tempest looks at them and goes, really everywhere is a museum if you think hard enough about it. That's a tree museum. That's a grass museum. It's a cement museum. And she like picks up a little pebble on the ground. She's like, this might have been here for hundreds of years. You don't know.
They repaved like 2 months ago. The
Okay, so this one hasn't been here for hundreds of years, but there are some that have.
I take the pebble and I put it in my pocket.
Also, that might have been an old jawbreaker, I say as I lean over to Selena.
Let's hope she doesn't sniff it and try and eat it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Roll for me your sense worm, because again, that will affect how far out you can detect things from. As you're just sort of like moving through the neighborhood, Jax, you see again, it's you realize this neighborhood was probably very swank in like the 60s, you know, and then probably kind of bottomed in the 80s, but is like sort of coming back up again, you know. As you're moving through here again, you know, nice brownstones.
Okay.
And you approach one of them that's just sort of like as you're making your way down the row of houses in this adjacent street here. And Jax, even to you, you're aware of like the creepy house in the horror movie. Like, it is almost like they were trying. It is like a set from a Tim Burton movie, just sitting there. All of these other houses are nice. They're painted, pretty shutters, potted plants. This one clearly hasn't been painted in probably 50 years. The cement is cracked. There's everything that could be green is very much brown. It is almost like someone tried to make this place look repulsive.
Okay. Having recently watched the Avengers movies, I'm going to be like, pack, assemble.
We're right here.
Okay. That one. And I just kind of point to the house.
How many successes on your sense worm, Tempest?
I did a rage check to increase my pool, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The sun is starting to go down by now. It's kind of like dropped below the horizon, and it's sort of that like golden hour ambiance as you're standing here. Tempest he's like, it's that one, and you're like, it's almost too on the nose that the creepy house is the creepy house, but it screams with the worm, Tempest. It's awful. Like, whatever is in that house is misery and pain and torment. But you also get it from all of the houses around here. Like, it's radiating out from here. Like, it's almost like imagine if like vines had grown through the concrete and into the other homes, is what it feels like coming off of you.
And you notice that because she failed that rage check, she's a little kind of and she's like, so it's not just that place. Yeah, that's terrible. There's a lot of worm coming from other places around here. It's like they're kind of like interconnected, like vines, like a web. Like I don't know, but there's a lot of places here that are just not good. But yeah, definitely that one in particular. But it's a spreading thing.
So it's centered. It's centered on that one. That one.
Should I just break the house down?
Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Can I do a quick little Zillow search, just see if that house has been like sold in the last 100 years? Any background information, tax records?
Can. Yeah, give me a quick roll to see just how much you can locate.
Computers and intelligence.
So Jax is like, so Hulk smash, and you see Spencer's like, and starts typing frantically. What are Zuffy and Selena doing?
Well, when he was like, pack assemble, Zuffy like runs up and is by his side, like ready to do whatever. Yeah, like wolf pose, right next to him.
Selena is probably right up close to Zuffy and Jax, but she's not in her Avengers pose. She's just sort of like kind of looking around and watching the neighborhood to see if like this is so out of place and a little bit weird that she's just very confused right now.
What'd you get there, Spencer? 4. This house was continuously occupied from it was actually built in the mid 1950s and was continuously occupied until it sold to a holding company in 2010. And you very quickly lose track of who actually owns it, but you know when something's done like the corporation shell game. Owned by a holding company that's owned by a holding company that's owned by a holding company. Like, it is clear that the ownership has been intentionally obfuscated. With more time, maybe you could crack it, but you're not sure.
Obfuscate. What a good word. Yeah, that's this is definitely owned by an entity. It's not an individual that owns this. It's fine. It's probably bad, but not like innocent bad. It's bad.
So if it's not really owned by a person, then like that makes me more apt and feeling a little bit more comfortable with burning it to the ground. Because like as a pacifist, I don't want to hurt anybody. But property damage, I am not above. So if we want to go set this thing on fire, I need you all to know I'm here for it.
Look, I think this is the situation where Serena and Jax, you just go do your thing. Like, this is the man for sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the man.
Jax,
Oh,
Fight the man?
oh yeah.
let's go.
Let's go. I'm gonna walk up to the front door
Mm-hmm.
and I'll take a quick look around. I don't actually care, but I'm for posterity. Like I'm pretending like I care if people are watching. I'm just going to ever so gently smash the door down, just like I'm knocking.
Give me your strength and brawl. See how easily it comes
boy.
off the hinges here.
Watch me roll none again. All right.
It's true. And broken hand. By now, you do notice that, like, Zuffy, well, important question. Zuffy, would you have taken the time to push the glass, to pull the glass out, or just wait for it to fall out on its own? The glass that was in your face from when you went through the window.
Oh no, I would have just let it fall out on its own.
You guys hear an ambient, like, tink, 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 tink. It's just like her healing. It's like finally like enough has happened that the shards kind of fall out, and she just has like bits of dried blood stains on her face as her skin is closing up around the wounds.
And I sort of like pawed the ground with my foot and like kicked the glass shards behind me.
6.
Yes, 6.
You're like, and like this like old door like very much like cracks immediately. Conspicuously weak. Again, those of you that have been in New York for some time know that it's kind of like, I mean, it is New York. Like, I mean, you need a door that locks. This is probably nothing on this house has been upgraded since it was brand new. All of it is from the mid 1950s, and it swings open, and inside it is dark. Again, it is too dark, and it just feels terrible. Like even beyond your ability to sense the worm, it's just like that. This is just like the vibe. Like consider your mellow harshed the moment the door opens to this place. It is not okay.
I'm gonna take a quick peek around, and if I step inside, hoping nobody can see me, I would like to activate my lambent flame just to like light everything up, because it's evil slaying time in my opinion.
So with that particular gift, just you yourself light on fire, right? Correct?
Yeah, it just emits light from my body.
As you kind of take a step in and you all see this glow kind of come off of him, and it's actually very majestic. I mean, again, the silver fangs kind of suck, but when they're doing stuff like this, you get it. You get it. I mean, you know, if you're into that, being like tall and strong and beautiful and literally glowing, like whatever. You know? Off in the distance, the Shadow Lords are like, but as your light sort of starts to fill this place, you all hear a like scritching noise. My noise suppression might be too good. I don't know if you're gonna hear it, but you do hear like a
Jax, maybe you should step back outside for a second. Maybe we should just let Tempest burn it down.
Give me your wits and awareness for while you're in here in the light. But Spencer, to be sure, are you staying with them, or is Spencer more towards the sidewalk?
Definitely staying back towards them, to not a front runner. Yeah, just
right.
Definitely not.
Well, but what I mean is, are you coming into the house, or are you waiting outside?
On this one, I'm gonna follow, but I'm definitely at the back.
Got it. But you all can give me a wits and awareness, as his light sort of at least partially illuminates this place to see what you see.
Messy crit.
I'm gonna burn a willpower.
How many successes? 4. Messy crit. Okay.
Still only
3.
1.
3, 4. All right. For the regular crit. Tempest.
Is this if we're walking in? Because I still want to do something outside before I go in.
Oh, before, yeah, this is like when he bust open the door, what you see. So if you were, were you trying to do something before he even bust the door in?
I just want to make sure that I can grab something from outside before I go inside.
Well, what is it that you were grabbing?
I would like to rifle through a recycling bin and find an empty bottle. And I would like to try and siphon a little gas into it to make just a little Molotov that I can stick in there, that in the event we need to set this whole place on fire and take it to the ground, I have a little handy dandy trick to do that with.
Give me your wits in larceny.
All right.
Roll for crime.
It's a lot of rage dice.
I like where this is headed.
It's 3.
Tempest, as you sort of like go around and you start looking in the trash cans, there is no trash in these trash cans. They seem filthy, but there's nothing in them. There's no evidence that people have been eating things, or there's not wrappers, there's not detritus. There's nothing. Even as you sort of like, kind of like a few houses kind of around here, like they have the trappings that somebody lives in them. I mean, they don't have like piled up mail or things like that. They look tended to, but there is no sign of like the standard just excesses of life in America.
She will make note of that. If anyone's around her still, she will say that out loud, that there's nothing here and that's odd. And she'll follow.
As you guys bust open the door, as you hear the scritching noise inside, Spencer, you're aware of the fact that it's like there's things on the walls. There's like pictures and writing. You can't quite make it out as his like light sort of like shines on the walls in there, that you're like, there's information. Selena, you see a pair of green eyes looking at you, and you very much are like, like, what is that? Into the darkness. The rest of you don't see it.
What kind of green eyes?
That was 9 with a crit for my wits and awareness.
Okay. Yeah, they're just they are glowing green, and when you kind of you see they vanish.
Were they like lupine eyes, or were they like worm eyes?
They look like green spheres.
Tempest just runs after it.
Tempest, what you see with your 9 with the crit is you are aware of the things that are on the walls in here also. You are aware of the eyes that are looking at Selena. And when she points it out, you are aware that they go down behind something, like a piece of furniture or something of the like.
She will chase after it.
Okay. When you go running into the house, it is black dark in there. You kind of, but through the ambient light of the door open, even when you look back at them, it is almost like something is fighting the light that is coming off of Jax. That it's like pushing back against him. And you all hear, "Welcome, cubs. Have you come to learn? Come in and close the door." And you hear that skittering noise again.
No, I'm not really interested in learning. I'm Jax, and I kill stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and pop my spur claws out just in preparation as I glance around at the edges of the light.
Tempest, as you are there looking around and everybody's kind of making their way into the room, you feel something playing with your hair. like fingers along your neck, lifting up the back of your hair.
Who?
Tempest, you.
Sorry, my internet's doing that thing where I'm getting just pieces of what you're saying. So again, I do apologize. I see Jax? Am I close to him?
Oh yeah, I mean he's glowing. Like you're aware that he's right over there, and that like he's making his way into the room. Yeah, you can see him clearly.
Jax, do you like feel that and hear that at all?
You all heard that voice, but it doesn't seem to be touching anyone but Tempest.
No. I mean, somebody spoke to me and they're, a coward, so they're staying away, but I didn't feel anything.
Is that the man?
I think it might be the man.
Oh no, I am anything but. Tempest, give me your strength and brawl, or your dex and athletics.
It's worth noting that Selena probably would have taken a flying leap dive at the thing with her knife hands the moment she thought it was threatening her pack.
That's probably about now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Five.
As you're like, did you hear that? Did you feel that? And he's like, no, I heard something. You all see Tempest shoot up towards the ceiling, like boom. Tempest, you feel something grabs you and yanks you up towards the ceiling. And as you all look around, there are thousands of spiders all over the ceiling of the house. And they are grabbing over and like crawling all over Tempest. And you feel they are starting to bite and claw and scratch at you, Tempest, for 1 aggravated damage. As you are very like savagely like yanked up and are held to the ceiling, like boom, up there. And you all see this happening. And the voice seems to be coming from everywhere, like, you can still run, cubs. Only this one has to stay.
Now in my Metis form, I'm going to try and just go ahead and leap and pull her, like slash and pull her down if I can. Yeah, no thanks. She's kind of important for some reason. So I kind of try and leap and just rip her down from the ceiling if I can.
Do I
All
also
right.
have the ability to try and fight my way out of this now that I'm on the ceiling?
Well, it got you. This is them reacting to it getting you. So the strength and
But I mean,
brawl
like-
for you, Jax. What is Zuffy doing?
I mean, same. Like, I want to try to claw and grab at her and get her down so we can pull her out and run.
All right, that's strength and brawl for you, Selena. You're sword handing. That's strength and brawl, and yes, Tempest, as they're all fighting to get you down, and you're up. You have your sword with you, even though it's all over you. Yeah, what are you doing? Like it feels like something has you around your chest, like you're being swarmed over, but it feels like something solid has you from behind, like grabbed you and picked you up.
I am going to use my clave. That if I feel like something's grabbing me, I'm going to try and cut its hand off.
That would be strength in melee or dex in melee, if that's the bigger pool. Spencer, as all this insane shit is happening, especially when Jax runs into the room, you can see that there's like pictures and drawings and writing all over the world. I mean, all over the room.
Yeah, the world's going insane, and I don't handle that so well. But what I'm gonna try and do is first I'm gonna turn the light on my phone, and try to snap a few pictures of the walls and scooch out of the way.
As you like pull it and you like start taking your pictures here, you see that little cockroach banner across the top just says, "That's my smart boy," in a thumbs up emoji. So how many was that for you, Jax?
Yeah, no, it wasn't great.
Hmm.
Um,
To be clear, your what was the name of the ability that you used to that your fire's coming from?
from Lambent Flame. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, that makes it
I'm
harder
just
for
gonna
them to
read.
hit
Okay.
me. Yeah. I don't know that it's so much gonna help me hit them.
No problem. I have it. Okay. Perfect. Okay. You will again, I would say, especially you, Selena, I'm gonna say you've seen him do this before. Normally, like this whole place should have like lit up like a lighthouse. It's still like fairly dim and concentrated. Like there's definitely like a source of darkness that's in here. So how many successes was that?
5. Yeah, 5.
You rip up and like swing at it, which I mean, you're more than able to reach the ceiling, and like your claws are ripping through it. Like you see, like particle board and some spiders fall, but like it is not letting go of her, whatever this is. You do give me your dex and athletics, Jax.
Okay.
How many successes did Zuffy get? 1. So Zuffy is you are well. What form is Zuffy in, for the record?
Well, I didn't specify out loud, but I would imagine when in leaping in for this to grab, I would go. I mean, probably lupus form. It's Zuffy, yeah. I would go straight lupus form. I think I switched to that one most instinctively, to be honest.
You are that, but it's like it's hard to get all the way up to the ceiling here. It's like, snapping at her. What'd you get there, Jax?
6.
You see out of the wall a clawed hand lashes out at you, but you move out of the way and it just pulls back into the darkness. How many did Selena get?
7.
6, 7. All right. You come with your sword hand and you like stab past Tempest and you hit something. Like there is like a mass behind this of what's holding her up there. And how many did you get, Tempest?
She switched into Krenos form when she got sucked up to the ceiling. She shifted. And with a burned willpower, that was 9.
All right. Give me your dex and athletics, Selena. As she buries her sword hand in something and you whip it around and stab right behind you as well, Tempest. And like you feel yourself hit something and it's like there's resistance and then nothing. Like you've punched through the floor. You feel it. And something god awful drips on you that you realize must be blood, and it drops you. And you fall to the floor, Tempest. But how many did you get, Selena?
I'm looking for it. I'm sorry.
Okay,
The sheet's
no problem.
out of order. Cool.
No problem at all.
That is a whopping 3.
As soon as Tempest hits the floor, something pounces off of the ceiling and lands right on Selena, like pressing you down to the ground. And you feel claws bury into your shoulders for 1 aggravated point of damage, Selena. And you see, yes,
I was going to say, could I go ahead and use Falling Touch against it to propel myself away?
You could do that after this. Yeah. You see a face that comes like right close to yours, and it was probably once human. It is worn and gaunt, but the face is like drawn back and the eyes are like glowing green, and you see ratty, patchy gray hair, and it looks at you and it goes, "You are one of those accursed silver fangs. You may not get out of this, but neither will you." And you see like blood is coming out of its mouth. You realize you and Tempest heard it when you stabbed it. It is bleeding on you, and you feel these spiders are crawling off of it down onto you as well at the same time. Jax, you see that like it has her down. It is like all over her.
Can I just try and free her with that? Like, can I just try and pull, like, just brute force pull her away?
Yeah, it's strength and brawl.
Yeah, that's the things I'm good at.
Doing strong boy stuff. And what is Zuffy doing during this?
I want to continue trying to attack the thing.
Zuffy, give me your wits and awareness, and you add 2 dice for being in the lupus form.
We add dice because we're in different forms. I didn't do that.
Oh yeah, you plus 4 strength for Krenos. I don't remember I think it's 1 stamina. I don't recall offhand. Yes, the different forms do matter.
That's a messy crit.
I believe
as you're getting ready to like pounce again here, Zuffy, you see up through the ceiling where Tempest's sword punched through. It's still dark up there, but you can smell people. Like sweat and urine, honestly. But the smell of people's, unmistakable. There's people upstairs.
See, this is the thing where Emily doesn't really know what to do with that information. So I don't know that Zuffy would either.
That's all right. I mean, Zuffy can very much keep fighting. Fighting is a valid thing. But you've got the most sensitive nose in the room. You're aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 10 with a messy crit for me, by the way.
Excellent. I would say yes. You, Jax, are able to grab, and in this like basically undulating mass of bugs, you're aware there is like a body in there in the middle of all of it, and just sort of like with that many, it's kind of like you almost suplex them off of her, like, boom, like flip them over and like crash through a table. What does Zuffy do with this?
I'm going to just continue attacking
Okay.
the thing.
Still your strength and brawl. Yep.
Does anything get added for the form?
The lupus form is more dexterity. Hang on. Let me look here. All right, all the way to the top. Yes, Krenos is 4 strength, 1 dexterity, 3 stamina. Your charisma drops to 1 and -3 to your manipulation. Like, it's not good for social stuff. Lupus is 1 strength, 2 dex, 2 stamina, and you get bonuses to your senses.
So 4 successes.
But it's a crit.
Mm-hmm.
As he slams whatever this is through the table, Zuffy, like you very much like jump over and bite into it, and you clearly taste spiders, but you get down to like something else and it tastes terrible, but it hisses at you when you bite into it, like you're probably not even housebroken. Zuffy, give me your dex and athletics. And what is Selena doing during this? Is he's like ripped this thing off of you and like thrown it across the room, and Zuffy's like pounced on it, biting.
Well, I was gonna falling touch, but if it's already across the room, I can't really do that now. So, oh gosh, how does Tempest look after having been dragged to the ceiling and then back down to the ground by this thing?
About the same
She's
as
only
you.
got 1 egg, so yeah, she looks the same as you. And as soon as you would have been dragged away from it, Tempest would have falling touched it even further away from you in the opposite direction as well.
Well, right now it is getting bitten into by Zuffy.
I would sprawl through the air, shifting into Krenos form on the way, and go hand blades down on it.
Okay, give me your strength and brawl in Tempest. What is actually hang on a second here. You see Zuffy As you are biting, you see these like eyes look at you, and the mouth opens, and it goes, "Bah!" And it vomits a green acid on your face that immediately starts burning for 1 aggravated damage. And it is awful. You can't see, you can't hear, you know where it is because you've got your fangs into it. And what is Tempest doing? Tempest? Oh, Tempest, can you hear me? Oh, might have lost Tempest to the internet. Okay, how many successes was that?
Mine was 10 with a messy crit.
Hold on a second here.
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what is Tempest doing?
So Zuffy's attached to the only thing we're attacking still?
In fact, it just vomited acid in her face.
She will swing again with the clave, which would be almost instantaneous. Like when you see her get dropped, she'll she just got done swinging, and then she'll turn around when she sees it and she sees the vomit spraying, and she'll hit with the clave.
All right. Spencer, give me your wits and investigation. Go ahead and roll it there. Tempest.
Sorry, trying to again figure out the number transition because she's in Krenos form. So I have to scroll down to that part of the page.
No problem. How many successes was that for Selena?
It was 10 with a messy crit.
All right. You see, right when it sort of like spews on her, and Zuffy like kind of rears back instinctively, you come with your sword and like pin this thing to the ground, and it looks up at you, and it just says, "You can kill me, but you can't stop the 8th generation." And how many successes does Tempest get?
It was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with a crit, normal crit.
You foolish fucking silver fangs. You thought you could stop us. You thought you could. The clave comes and cuts through her neck and down into the floorboard. As she drops this clave on it. In the head. Yes.
And you notice it is with perfect form that she does this, like a samurai. It is it is just a very clean cut.
Nope. You notice the head rolls away for a second, and you hear as all the spiders start to fall and drop dead. In the darkness that was in this place lets up for a moment. And yes, no, Zuffy, this is awful. And as you look around the room, you see there are pictures and drawings and writings that don't make any sense. This like ramblings of a crazy person. There are pictures of Silver Fangs. There's pictures of your parents, Jax and Selena, on the walls. There's pictures of King Albrecht, who died about 10, 15 years ago by now. There's pictures of the Natural History Museum and schematics for explosives. And there are several pictures of dissected people that have been drawn and quartered, opened up, and all sorts of bizarre experiments performed on them. And there is a date written on the calendar, and it has been circled and circled and circled and circled and circled. And it is today's date with day 1 scrawled into the wall underneath it, like somebody drew into it with claws. And that is a good place for us to stop for the evening. Yes, I will say there is one other thing, Spencer, is you are taking pictures and inspecting all of this. On one of the walls, there is a floor to ceiling painting I use painting in the loosest sense, since God only knows what these chemicals actually are. But it is a painting of a woman standing with her foot on the chest of a dead Silver Fang and holding his heart up. She's got dark black skin and is wearing a very elaborate BDSM style getup. She's got long dreads and she is like laughing maniacally with long canine teeth coming out of her face. You know exactly who she is. She is the nightmare that they tell young Garu about. She is the story that your mom would have told you. The reason why you have to be smart, the reason why you have to be careful, the reason why you don't let them find you is because she will find you. She is known as Zizek. She is one of the main avatars of the worm itself, of the green dragon in particular. She is the angel of despair. She is probably the strongest black spiral dancer in the world.
Yay!
And that is a good place for us to stop. So, tell everybody real quick where they can find you, McCoy. This time I will go the opposite direction as where I went the first time, and I will start down here with May.
Hello, I am Melee Damage. You can catch me in a bunch of places on a bunch of different things. I'm here on Fridays. On Tuesdays, you can catch me on Hunter's Entertainment. We're doing a little bit of some Altered Carbon with some greatness going on there. Wonderful cast there. I do a wonderful show with B-Dave called The Dark and Wish that should be up for season 3 soon. And I am DM of a wonderful show on Wednesdays called Denver by Night that will be coming back to QueueTimes here October 7th. I also am most well known for being a musician, and I just released a single called Mothership. It was the first one I've released in a very long time, and like years. So I'm very excited about this. And if you do get a chance to check it out on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever it is that you listen to music, do go download it, check it out, and soon we'll be doing an Indiegogo for a music video coming up to make that a thing. And if you ever feel like you want me to run games for you, hit me on Patreon, because I do that. That's a thing. I can run a game for you and your friends. So thank you for tuning in.
Mason.
Yeah, hey everybody. My name is Mason Dula. You can find me here on Twitch at WizardRex TV, where I'm usually DMing or GMing stuff, as the case may be. Also, I'm here in Bard and Barbarian's channel a lot, so I don't know. I get around. So follow all of those things. And this, obviously, follow this channel.
Also, tasteful nudes behind the paywall. Diana.
Well, soon you'll probably be able to find me in the hospital, because B-Dave loves to just give me terrible things to think about and to play with. But we love him for it. So you can find me here on Fridays with the rest of these beautiful disaster pups. Sometimes every other Thursday you can find me over on Wizard Rex's channel for some Call of Cthulhu. I'm always on Bard and Barbarian. I play a lovely mythology themed game with Mason, Justice, and B-Dave on Sunday evenings. That's a honking good time, and they're about to kill a grandpa. And now that Justice and I have moved successfully, we can resume our normal games. So we'll be back at that on Sunday.
That dude is sketch, and he super has it coming.
Grandpa has it coming.
Yeah,
Come on, guys. Just give him a chance.
Mason and I arrive completely independent at the conclusion that we're like, he is dying, right? Like we are killing this dude.
You
right?
guys are just murderers. You're just murderers.
You can't live like on the rim of the volcano that's a portal to hell and then act like super.
That's what released Prometheus, you asshole.
Or don't. Maybe don't. Yeah, maybe don't. Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. Besides this show, you can find me every other Thursday on Bard and Barbarian's channel in our Call of Cthulhu game there. You can find me on all social medias at Emily the Spoon. And I also manage Mason's OnlyFans account. So hit me up with your request.
Hey, I've been on the internet. I'm just saying, pay your mortgage, boy. Pay your mortgage. Justice.
You can find me on Insta and Twitter as Stashmandu, and I'm over at Bard and Barbarian. I guess we're 3 or 4 nights a week now. Here, obviously, Tuesdays like Seven Spoons. We got a fun little game going on over there, some D&D, and we've got another one coming up on Mondays that will be pretty fun too. So stay tuned.
Oh yeah.
All right, and I'm B. Dave Walters. I say words about things. I just funded a documentary on Indiegogo. Hey, and I just do something 7 days a week. So follow me on Twitter at B. Dave Walters to find out more. And with that
Also
being said,
Peaceful News.
Wait, what? Yeah, behind the paywall. Behind the
like
paywall.
I
No,
said,
that's free for him.
pay your mortgage, okay?
He charged me. I paid for those. Wait, what?
What? I was like, I should have known Stash Man Don't username was still Stash Man Do.
Being so clever.
Follow me on Twitter at bdavewalters to find out the things I'm doing that even I can't keep track of. And thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week. It's gonna be silky smooth, uneventful, fine. There's not gonna be acid puke or spiders or dead cats or anything, probably. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.